You're watching Hot Ticket. I'm your host, Michelle Seeger. Young Audiences of Virginia takes performances like the one we're about to see to schools throughout the state.
Good morning, boys and girls.
I know it's from Young Audience, so I know it's going to be good.
We are so privileged this morning to have with us the Young Audiences Performance. This is an organization that travels all around the country doing presentations for boys and girls just like you to reinforce what you're learning in the classroom.
Today's show is Search for Gold.
It's an educational puppet show. It teaches about bullying and tolerance.
We get to break that fourth wall and just engage the children. The children tend to come alive, especially when we bring them into the story.
Seeing it acted out is different than just being lectured to and told something. It's visualized, it's right in front of them. And they're learning, and they don't even realize that they're learning a lesson.
Ultimately, the message is treat others the way you want to be treated. Live the golden rule. I think it is much more effective.
I learned not to be mean. The puppets start being nice, and they learn to, and then they got the gold.
When someone's about to get hurt, speak out. I learned to speak out.
Speak out.
And that's just one of the ways Young Audiences interacts with children to positively impact their future. Want to see just how they help our kids ace the SOLs? Come out to Artoberfest at Bite the Restaurant, October 30th in Norfolk. And here to tell us more are Bill Griggs, the Executive Director, and Rebecca Skasha, the Development Director at Young Audiences of Virginia. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate it. So if I were to go to Artoberfest, what am I going to learn? Who are Young Audiences of Virginia?
Well, you're going to find out that Young Audiences of Virginia has been around since 1955, has reached nearly 6 million children throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. You will also find out that one of its important vital ingredients is board members who actually go out and they volunteer their time, they fundraise for the organization in order for us to put professional artists, these are people whose living depends on the arts, we put them into the classroom and they've been taught to correlate the SOLs with their work, to work on things like STEM, bullying, tolerance, all of those wonderful topics, and math that are extremely important today in making skills that will give us workers for the 21st century workplace.
So these are experts in their field, and y'all are taking them and helping them to make kids prepared for everything.
Well, it's to make the child feel really good. You remember as a child that when you had a great day in class, you excelled, you did very well. If you learned a new song or something in class, you said, oh, I can do this. You got self-confidence. Well, what we do is we take all the art forms, whether it's dance, art, storytelling, visual arts, graphic arts, all of that. We use all of the art disciplines, dance, and we take those artists, put them in the classroom, and we use that art to what we call flip the switch in the child's mind. Mm-hmm. So if a child is having trouble in concepts with literacy, or maybe classroom skills are falling behind on math, you just throw an artist in there and let them see it through the art form, and all of a sudden they go, ah, now I understand. They begin to feel better, they learn leadership, they learn how to become creative, imaginative thinkers, which we need.
We absolutely do. Now, there are certain programs that really directly impact things like literacy, things like math skills. Can you tell us, Rebecca, a little bit more about some of those?
Sure, we have multiple artists who work in the disciplines of math or in literacy or in bullying tolerance and in STEM. We have Ill Style Peace and Productions out of Pennsylvania. They come down and they do an excellent hip hop program through which they teach math skills, fractions using the body in the different routine of their dance. The children can learn different kinds of fractions and different concepts in math. They also have a wonderful bullying tolerance program where they help children either understand if they're being bullied or if they are actually the bully, and how that impacts another child's life, how that impacts their own life if they are the bully. And it helps children understand how they can rise above their certain situation, how they can improve their educational skills, and as Bill said, how they can become creative and critical thinkers, which is exactly what we need in the 21st century and for businesses today.
Very important. Now, speaking of that, another very important ingredient in all this is board members. Tell us very quickly, because we only have about a minute left, about what you're looking for in a board member.
Well, what we're looking for in a board member is someone, you don't have to be wealthy to be a board member, but you have to be willing to give of your time and to help fundraise for the organization. You should be somebody who's interested in children, you're interested in education and helping us create a 21st century workforce, and that you're interested in the arts and keeping them alive.
Well, and you can learn all kinds of stuff about that at Artoberfest, October 30th, BITE, Wells Fargo Center. See what they're doing and go to yav.org for more information. For Cox 11, I'm Michelle Seeger.